Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kinberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. There are all sorts of cozy mysteries. There are whodunits, there are romantic suspense mysteries, and a lot more. That's probably part of why they're so popular. Let's take a look at a whodunit cozy mystery today and turn the spotlight on Kelly Young's Sloppy Joe. Carmen Rodriguez and her husband Sebastian Bass live in the small city of Montgomery-on-the-Thames in southwestern Ontario. Their house has an added feature, the ghost of its former owner, Joe Caruso. Carmen can see and communicate with Joe, and so can Bass when Carmen's present. Nobody else can, though. At least, not unless Carmen's there. One day, Joe appears and asks Carmen to help him solve the murders of two women who've recently died, Ophelia Chamberlain and Ramona Vega. At first, Carmen's unwilling to get involved. She helped Joe once before, and it turned out to be very dangerous for her. But Joe is nothing if not determined, and he makes it clear that he won't take no for an answer. Finally, Carmen agrees, and she's at least going to see if she can find out more, and start by meeting the ghosts of the women. Ophelia and Ramona died of poison during an argument at a garden party. Now, each thinks that the other one was the poisoner. And while that's certainly a possibility that they poisoned each other, it's not the only one. The first thing Carmen will need to do is get Ophelia and Ramona to work with her instead of arguing with each other all the time. Once the ghosts agree to cooperate, Carmen and Bass start to ask questions about who might have wanted to kill these women. One possibility is that there are two murderers, so Carmen looks into each woman's past. There's also, of course, the possibility that the same person killed both women. Because of that, Carmen also needs to look at people that both women knew. The police are also looking into the case, and they aren't too happy about Carmen's involvement. Neither is Carmen, to tell the truth. But she's the only one who can communicate with Joe, Ophelia, and Ramona, and she does want to give closure to the family. So she and Bass, along with their friends Will and Pat, look for answers. And there are several possible suspects. In the end, though, and with help from the ghosts, Carmen finds out the truth. So, what are the elements in this novel? What holds it together? Well, three of the characters in the novel are ghosts, and they have important roles to play in this story. Letting go of disbelief is part of getting the most from the story. As it goes on, we get to know Ophelia's and Ramona's backstories as they help solve their own murders. We learn a little more about Joe, too. It's interesting to see how those left behind talk about them and how they react to that. As I said before, this is a cozy, so there's minimal violence and no explicitness. There's wit, too. There are funny scenes and witty remarks and comebacks. Joe, in particular, has a sly sense of humor that comes out from time to time. The story is told from Carmen's point of view, first person, past tense. She's middle-aged, happily married, and simply wants a quiet life. She never asked to be able to communicate with ghosts, and she doesn't always like it. Very few people know that side of her, and she thinks it's as weird as anyone else would. But she does want to bring closure to families, and she does believe in murderers facing justice. And Joe doesn't really care whether she wants to be able to see ghosts or not. She's smart, quick-thinking, and not afraid to speak her mind. Montgomery-on-Thames is a small enough city that people tend to know each other at least a little, and those relationships play a part in the story, both to the murders and in terms of the group that solves them. Sloppy Joe tells the story of two deaths from two different perspectives, the people who were killed and those left behind. It features a small city Canadian setting, a whodunit puzzle, and an amateur sleuth with a gift she never asked for in the first place. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kinberg. Thanks for watching.